tired of my monotonous life. I feel like all I do is sit at home, take the children to school, and do housework.
I know how you feel. Sometimes I wish I could have a life of more importance rather than just sitting around. I want to experience life outside the household. I want to do things.
I feel like I'm only supposed to care about my husband, my children, and my home.
No, this is how things are supposed to be. I'm perfectly content with my life, with a happy marriage, healthy children, and a supported home. I need nothing else. I don't know what you women are talking about, but this is our duty in society. This is what we need to do.
Don't you wish you could be a scientist or have a voice in a courtroom or travel the world to see what else life has to offer?
Absolutely not. Who would be there to make the meals, buy groceries, or do the laundry? My family is happy and that's all I need. You ladies are not putting your family first, and honestly it's quite selfish. If you'll excuse me, I have to go pick up my children.
This is exactly why I feel as if there's a problem in my life. Other women seem so happy to be that figure in the household. She's right. I am being selfish, aren't I?
No, you're not alone. There are plenty of women who feel this way, besides the three of us. In fact, I'm in the middle of reading The Feminine Mystique by Betty Friedan. I can't explain how accurate this book is in describing how I feel. It really helped me to recognize that there are other women who feel just like this and that something should be done about it. We both should read it.
That sounds really interesting. I feel like I've heard her name before.
She recently found the National Organization for Women.
Yeah, and she was elected president. I was watching something about it on TV the other day, but my husband turned it off, stating that they were all a bunch of crazies and I don't need to be watching that rubbish.
It really is ridiculous that we women don't have any support. I want to get involved.
It's people like Betty Friedan we need to lead us women in the right direction.
I stupidly mentioned to my husband a little bit of how I felt, and he made an appointment for me with a psychiatrist because he thinks I'm losing it.
Well, what does the psychiatrist say?
So, your husband mentioned that you've been having feelings of unimportance lately.
Well, I just feel like I don't do anything important in my life. I feel like I don't make a difference. I feel unfulfilled with my daily routine and just inferior. And I just feel exhausted.
I know just the problem. It explains exactly how you are feeling. Classic case of housewife syndrome. Traits of exhaustion, frustration, and emptiness all fall under housewife syndrome.
Well, how can I get rid of it?
Well, we have no real solution. Just remember you are a vital part of the household and your husband needs...
My husband needs what? What about what I need? It's always about the family and my husband. I know I'm a mother and a wife, but is that all I'll ever be? If you'll excuse me, sir, I'll be leaving.
Women everywhere were told to ignore these feelings and that their duty was to their home. Some women decided to take a stand. Organizations and strikes were becoming more regular, and this problem could no longer be ignored. Women would stop at nothing to attain the rights that they deserved. Women were organized in 1968 and protested against the Miss America pageant in Atlantic City. They marched outside of the pageant with signs. They publicly discarded items symbolizing stereotypical feminine beauty products. One of the leaders of the protest was Robin Morgan. She stated, "To win approval, we must be both sexy and wholesome, delicate but able to cope, demure but titillatingly bitchy, or should we say ill-tempered. Miss America and Playboy centerfolds are sisters under the skin." The protesters were very against most of the values within the pageant. As of 1960, no African-American woman had taken a place among the contest's finalists. In addition, in sending pageant contestants and winners to entertain troops in Vietnam, the women served as death mascots in an immoral war. The women were treated as items used as entertainment and moral boosters for soldiers. Robin stated, "Where else could one find such a perfect combination of American values? Racism, militarism, and capitalism, all packaged in one ideal symbol, a woman." The protest was a turning point for the women's movement because it attracted much of the media, including 2/3 of the nation's television audience that night. It was one of the highest-rated programs of the year. Afterwards, it was made apparent that women were very serious about the cause. Instances like this continued to surface. March of 1970, a group of feminists from various activist groups marched into the office of the editor of Ladies' Home Journal. They took over the editor's office until he agreed to let them produce a portion of the upcoming issue. In August of 1970, Betty Friedan organized a nationwide women's strike for equality. This event attracted over 50,000 women and men. This added to the media attention as well as the recognition for women's determination. Because of events like these and leaders such as Betty Friedan,
Carol Hanisch and Robin Morgan, women were able to step out of the housewife stereotype and use their true potential to make a difference. In 1968, the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission ruled that sex-segregated help wanted ads in newspapers were illegal. This ruling was upheld in 1973 by the Supreme Court, and it opened the way for women to apply for higher-paying jobs that were only once open to men. In 1969, California became the first state to adopt a no-fault divorce law, which allowed couples to divorce by mutual consent. By 1985, every state had a similar law. In 1973, as a result of the Roe v. Wade case, the Supreme Court established a woman's right to safe and legal abortion, overriding the anti-abortion laws of many states. In 1974, hundreds of colleges offered women's study courses. 230 women's centers on college campuses offered support for female students. The women's movement paved the way for the voice of women to be heard and their independence to be taken seriously.